Okay, this is a review of my, what is this called? Umarex HK USP Pistol, and so let's open her up here. Okay. As you see, this is what it looks like. You get a loading tool. It has a Allen wrench that's for taking out the CO2 at the bottom. The pistol case, this is my case, it didn't come with that. Let me get out. This is packaging. I got it at Kmart. And I've had this for this air gun a while. It's a double, as it says right here. The velocity is 400 feet per second. It's double action only system. It has a dropout magazine that holds 22 rounds. It's powered by a CO2 cartridge, steel BBs, rubber on the back. You know, it has more information about the trigger action, caliber, stuff like that. It comes with a registration card, some other stuff. You know, instructions about how to take out the magazines, stuff like that. So, on to the weapon. Now, it's pretty easy to load this, but let me just show you a little bit about it. As you can see, this looks just like one thing also, if you buy this, make sure you be extremely careful, because this one is officially licensed HK pistol, and it looks just like a real one, has the same weight. I mean, because I went to the gun store and I compared them side by side, and even the gun store owner, he couldn't tell the difference. I mean, they look exactly the same, so be extremely careful if you're with this outside, because it looks like the real thing. And as you see, it has an enlarged trigger guard. Safety's on. It has an enlarged trigger guard on it, so even if you're wearing gloved hands, like people up north, when you're out in the snow and stuff, you can still use this, or you can get 2 fingers in there if that's what you like. The safety back here, it's just like the real thing. This is fire when it's in the middle position. Up is safe. Down, see, it makes a visual clicking sound. Let's see. It has a good weight. It weighs exactly the same as a real HK USP pistol, so you know, it's awfully good. Let's see, it has a what do you call it? Model number or whatever, serial code. It's like engraved onto it. I'm not going to show that too close. And it's a pretty good weapon overall. Let me sit this down so I can show you a little bit more about it. Okay. Now, the way you eject the mag, right here, right on the trigger guard, drop that out. And also, if you do buy this, because of how you have to load the magazine and everything else, I recommend you get a holster for it, because it's very hard to, you know, hold the gun, load the magazine, and everything else. But anyway, back to the magazine. The magazine just pops right out. This is what it looks like. This is the actual gun part of it, because there's this little metal tab on the back of it. That would activate it. When it presses in, fires a shot. And this is the whole CO2 unit right here. So you don't want to lose this magazine, because this is essentially what's part of the gun. Down. And the way you start the load is that first, if it's empty, you have to put a CO2 in it. But first, you pull this down, so it locks into place. You put the loading tool. Just need to do this right. Put the loading tool over the top. And I have a speed loader because I've always had air guns, and so this didn't come with it. This is something that I've had, and it works quite well. Basically, you fill this up. This holds 200 rounds or more, about 250 of BBs, and that's how much you get per CO2. So I filled this up once. I know that's about it. Anyways, I fill this up, and you can just drop it in there through the little loading port on the top right here, like this, and fill it up. After you get 22 rounds, which there's a mark right here on here, and it's see-through, so when you fill it up, you can see when it gets to the mark that it's full. You remove the loading tool off the top. There's a little metal tab right here, and it has an arrow pushing it, how it pushes to the left. Push it, and this pops back up, and it locks into place, and the magazine's now loaded. Little CO2 in there. As you see, this screws into the get in front of the camera. It screws into the bottom, so you put your Allen key in there. You just unscrew it like this. I don't have the CO2 in there, but as you see, it's empty. This is also a very important step right here. If you have any air gun or pump-up air gun, you want this pellet gun oil, you put it on there, and it lubricates it so you don't wear out the seal and stuff like that. Put a drop of that on the tip of the CO2, and you just drop it in there, because this is all steel construction. The magazine and actual gun part is all steel. The gun itself is plastic, but you drop that in there, and you just put this back on there, and you screw it in. Now, I've had this air gun for going on 2 years now, so I've had a lot of experience with it. And when you put it in there, just don't drop it in. A lot of people do that with air guns and stuff like that. You want to drop this in. You want to just insert it like that, let it fall in, and then release the magazine release. If you just drop it in there, I could wear out like the parts and stuff inside there. And you're all good to go. And when you're loading it, make sure you keep the weapon on safe. So you want it in the up position. Down is for fire. So that, as I said, it's double action only. So you can pull the hand, you can cock this back, nothing's going to happen. It's double action only. So pull it back, it fires. Now, a little bit about the gun. This gun, it has 400 feet per second. You can use special Olympic-sized BBs, which I have a few from Daisy, and I have some from Gamma, and they also fit in there in the magazine. And that increases the velocity and the hit potential for this gun. And so you can use it for hunting, let's see, mice, rats, small things like that. And I have used it for that, and it works quite well. It's very accurate. It has about the same accuracy at 15 yards as a real 9mm handgun. So you can use it as a stand-in for if you do have a firearm. You can use this for some training. I mean, it's pretty accurate. I mean, I've used it on zombie targets, which I didn't have any this time, but on actual like full-size human zombie targets, it works quite well. As a plinker, as this for shooting stuff, this is an excellent gun. You get 22 rounds. It's very, accurate, so you can just tear up stuff. And you get a lot of rounds per magazine. Let's see what else. As I said, you want to have a holster with this because, as I said, it takes 3 hands to load it. So what I have is a shoulder holster, and or my leg holster. Drop the actual gun part in there and just load the magazine and have to reload, because you will go through ammo real quickly because it's fun shooting this. And guess that's all I can say about it. Yeah, since one thing that if you do live somewhere like Florida, make sure you have a case for this, a hard case. You keep it nice and clean, and as I said, a holster, because there's a lot of sand and stuff down here, and it gets into all the crap that we have. And as I said, I mean, the sights on here, they're pretty good. They're your standard white dot combat sights. They're a little bit tall for some holsters, so they will stick. Because I have a leg holster, it's not a smooth draw. Let's see, what else I gotta say about it? I guess there's nothing else I could say. I mean, if you see this for sale on Pyramid Arms or other places, it's a pretty good buy. They make a Smith & Wesson model of this, an officially licensed Smith & Wesson tactical pistol. They make a Colt model. The Umarex, or what is this company called? Yeah, well, whatever it's called. Here it is. UT Max or Umarex, whatever, the German company. They make I'm gonna have the proper name up there in the video, but they make, what you see, that's the manufacturer. They make a lot of air guns, 22, stuff like that. So I mean, this is a good buy. This is a good buy. I paid $45 for it, I believe. Got it on sale, and according to their website, they discontinued this model. But I mean, it's still for sale in other places, and it's a pretty good weapon. Pretty good weapon. So if you like this to go plinking, shoot stuff, it's a good choice. If you want to have something that looks like a tactical pistol for training purposes, you can get that. I mean, it's good for overall. I mean, it's just like having the real HK USP, but without the cost and without having to pay, for ammo and stuff like that. So I mean, you can shoot it all day, and it's pretty fun. The only thing bad I can say about it is that the sights are a little bit high, just like the real USP. And let's see, what else? And oh yeah, the velocity is only 400 feet per second, so it's not a real good hunting weapon, but it does do the job for some small stuff. And I've used it a lot. I mean, it's good for plinking, and it has a pretty good range. I mean, the actual range the BB will travel is out to 100 yards. If you're shooting at something pretty big, like let's say like a large metal sign or dumpster, you can shoot out to that far. I mean, it's pretty accurate, as I said. It's pretty accurate. I mean, it's accurate enough to hit something like a rat at 15 yards, and it's good overall. So that's my review. I'm going to have some more footage of it. And as I said, if you're looking at getting an air gun for shooting purposes, that company's a good one to choose. I don't work for them. I just bought this. This is my first real air pistol. I have a Daisy one, but out of all the manufacturers, this one, it's like the highest quality. It feels right, has good weight, and it's just fun. So, I guess that's my review. And, oh yeah, as I said, if you're going to get any air pistol that uses BBs, look at getting one of these Marksman speed loaders. Believe me, they save a lot of time and a lot of money, because you can load really quickly. You don't drop your BBs all over the ground and stuff like that. So, as I said, I mean, if you want to do it the hard way and just, put it out of the carton like when they come, the little things they come in, yeah. But if you want to just go ahead and do it quickly, this is the best way to go. And this is soft, too. This is soft, so, you can, if it gets crushed, it just pops right back. It's made out of hard, soft plastic, and it's real springy. Good thing to have. To tell you, because when I had my Marksman air pistol, and I was with that thing, you could reload real fast. Because I used to go after, snakes and stuff in the woods, and sometimes I would run out, and I would just quickly reload on the go while running. So, I mean, pretty good. But I said, back to the pistol. This is a goodbye, so if you want to get it, get it. And that's my review of the HK USP pistol. And I'm out. Oh yeah, one more thing I got to add in. This right here. Is that this does come, it has a rail on it. Right here at the bottom. And it goes around, and it is a tactical rail, and it will fit some accessories. I was able to fit a laser unit on there, just one of those cheap little lasers. I put it on there, and it fit on there. So it does, the rail does work, but it's not a pick any rail. It's a standard small Weaver rail, and you can put some clip-on accessories on there, not all. So if you want to, you could put a laser or light on here. Just, it might not fit every laser or light. And one last thing is like the BBs for this. This is the magazine fed one. You want to use, you know, something like these Daisy, some of these Daisy BBs, because these are zinc plated, so they work a little bit better. Just for feeding purposes for this, you want to have, put it back in this case, you want to use, you know, the zinc Daisy BBs, because they work best, because it is a magazine-fed one. I mean, it will take the Crossman ones, the copper-plated ones, but those are pretty dirty, and they run pretty dirty. And just to keep the weapon running a little bit cleaner, and so you don't have to worry about it jamming, because this jams, it's very hard. That's the only this little point barrel. That's the only place you can get access to clear the jam, and you don't want it to jam. So just to reiterate, that's last two things I have to say about it are there is a rail on here, so you can put some accessories, and make sure you use good quality BBs. I use the Daisy ones. They're zinc plated, they're nice and smooth, they don't rust, and they'll feed a lot better out of this. And so yeah, I guess I also should talk about that. There's, you see, there's some there's little square-shaped pyramid things on the grip. Full range. Little pyramid-shaped things on here in the side grip. There is some texturing. Back strap has texturing too, and there's a lanyard loop right there. So just that last little thing. Oh yeah, you can take this down by pressing on the top slide up here, but I wouldn't. I mean, not this lever, but this the slide itself. You can pull it back and take the weapon down, but I wouldn't, because it's a bad idea. But as I said, this has a rail on it, right here along the top. It'll fit some accessories. Has a large trigger guard. There's some grip pad on here. There's pyramid-shaped grips on there, just like the real thing. And for optimum shooting pleasure, use the Daisy BBs because they feed best. And that's about it. I'm out. Okay, so these are the kind of BBs you want to use. As you see, it says Daisy 4,000 count premium grade BBs. These are the ones you want to use with an air pistol because it prevents jamming. See, this is what they up to the light. These are what they look like in the packaging, so I got a spare one, about 4,000 more. And these are nice zinc-plated ones. They're nice and smooth. These are the Crossman ones. See, they're copper. I just want you to see that. See how dirty that is? See, that's why you want to use the clip-fed air guns. You want to use the zinc-plated ones because they're a lot better. And all this dirt you see on here, that's what came from the Crossman ones. The Daisy ones are nice and smooth. The Crossman ones, not so much. You see, that's all my air gun stuff. Got a box of crap. Okay. And this is the kind of oil I was talking about. See, it says pellet gun oil. It says made exclusively for use with high compression CO2, gas, air gun seals, and parts, stuff like that. So that's what you want to get some of this pellet gun oil. What else is in here? Oh, that's where the scale went. Oh, I couldn't find it. And these are the high-grade match BBs I was talking about. These, got these somewhere. I don't know where I got them, but they're the Bullseye Quicksilver match grade steel BBs. These are also zinc-plated, and they're quite good. They're very, very good, and they're very accurate. And they give you a little bit more firepower, so when you're shooting, they're slightly better. I guess that's it. As I said, you want to use the Daisy ones, and those are the BBs I was talking about. This is nothing else. And as I said, that's about it. Oh yeah, also, if you get an air gun, say you stock up on these CO2s, I got a big box of them, I'm going to keep them around. So, that's it. I'm out.